When the police won't help you and the priests don't believe you, you call on Paul Prospero. You call on me. I'd worked dozens of cases, hundreds. This would be my last one.
You can feel it, right? Something coming from the Vandergrift house.
Ethan disturbed the sleeper. He must be punished.
You're crazy. You've all gone crazy.
Where's my mother? Why are you standing in the sleeper's way?
Get off of him! He's your brother! Get off of him!
Where's Ethan, goddammit? Talk to me!
We all have to die. Even you. Even me.
Welcome to our presentation. Let's proceed to examine the slides related to the game of Ethan Carter. My colleagues and I collaborated to present the game in the most impressive manner. I am Aiza and I am portraying the game designer. Aisha the first producer, Nida the sound designer, Adam is the game programmer, and Ajesh is the level designer, and Ajmal is the second producer. The Vanishing of Ethan Carter is the most atmospheric adventure game developed by the astronaut and released in 2014. The game is known for its stunning visual design and unique storytelling throughout the game. So let's have the closer look at the story of Ethan Carter. There was a 12-year-old boy called Ethan. He used to live in Red Cliff Valley, in an isolated mining town. After dealing with strange events in his village, he vanished in the aftermath of a brutal murder. Paul Prospero was then summoned to find him as soon as possible. Pretty mind behind the Ethan Carter is Adrian Chimilar. Let's discuss the primary role of the game artist in the development process. Game artists play a pivotal role in creating the game visual elements, improving the immersion of players within the game world, and even enhancing the overall user's game experience. Now, let's dive into the specific responsibilities of game artists. 1. Environment design. Game artists create the game's environment, landscape, and even settings. This involves portraying the game's agriculture atmospheric world in a realistic and fascinating manner. Number 2. Character design. Game artists design and develop the characters that the players will encounter in the game. They might be tasked with creating the character models and textures that will fit the narrative and art style. Number 3. Asset creation. Game artists produce 3D models, textures, and animations for various in-game assets such as buildings, objects, and items. These assets are crucial for bringing the game world to the real life. Number 4. Concept art. They create the concept art that serves as a visual guide for the development team. This art helps define the visual direction of the game, ensuring the consistency and a cohesive art style. Number 5. Lighting and atmosphere. Game artists work on lighting and atmospheric effects that are essential for settings, example, the mood and the tone of the game. In The Vanishing of Ethan Carter, creating a haunting and mysterious ambience would be a significant part of their role. Number 6. Visual effects. They make, design, and implement visual effects like weather condition, particle effects, and other graphical enhancements to make the game world more impressive and engaging. Number 7. User interface UI design. Game artists also contribute to the design of the game's user interface, which includes the menus, HG elements, and the other on-screen graphics. Number 8. Optimization. Game artists need to optimize their assets to ensure the game runs smoothly on various hard drive configurations without sacrificing the visual quality. Last but not the least, collaboration. Collaboration with the other members of the game development team, such as designers, programmers, and the writers, is essential to ensure that the art aligns with the overall game's design and narrative. Are you aware for the existence of actual location within the game? If so, where can you find them? Look at the picture frame. One displays the genuine real location image, while the other showcases the game version of the real location. Thanks to photogrammetry, the Vanishing of Ethan Carter has many actual locations that you don't know. With the photogrammetry method, game artists can convert the images of real world into the 3D models that the game engine can use. How game artists were inspired to make The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. Adrian Chemerinsky and his team wanted to create a mysterious world-written game with an imaginative feel. They aimed to give the players a fictional and haunted experience. The game's narrative involves a number of strange incidents and disappearances in the town of Red Creek Village, including the murders.
Let's begin with our sound designers, Marcin Perbilowicz and Nikolai Stroinsky. Let's learn more about them. So the first question is, who were the sound designers in Ethan Carter's game and how did they find the soundtracks? The sound designers and soundtracks for The Vanishing of Ethan Carter were done by the game's composers and sound designers, Nikolai Stroinsky and Marcin Perbilowicz. Nikolai Stroinsky was known for his work on various video game soundtracks. As for how he created the soundtracks, he likely composed the music by using a combination of musical instruments, synthesizers, and digital audio workstations. The process of composing a game's soundtrack typically involves collaborating closely with the game's developers to match the music to the game's atmosphere and narrative. So the second question is, how did they edit the soundtracks into the video game? The process of editing soundtracks into a game like The Vanishing of Ethan Carter typically involves integrating the audio assets into the game's engine or a developing environment. First, they used audio assets where they created the music and the sound effects as separate audio files. These audios are usually in WAV or MP3 formats. Second, they used audio middleware to manage the audio in the game. This tool is used for interactive and dynamic audio experiences. Third, sound designers and developers work together to place and trigger the audio at an appropriate point in the game. This includes syncing music with specific events, location-based sounds, and ambient effects. Fourth, in some cases, sound designers use scripting or coding to control when and how audio is played, for example, triggering music when a player enters a certain area. The game goes through extensive testing to ensure that the audio cues, music, and the sound effects align with the gameplay and narrative. Sixth, the sound designers and developers use optimization to ensure smooth performance. Audio assets are often used to compressed or converted into formats suitable for real-time playback within the game's engine. The third question is, how did they mix and master them to produce the soundtrack for the finished game? The process of mixing and mastering the soundtrack for a game like The Vanishing of Ethan Carter involves several steps. First, they recorded and edited each musical piece and sound effects separately to ensure they're clean and polished. Next, they mixed and combined the audio elements, adjusted the volume, panning, and effects for an immersive experience. Once blending was done, they mastered or refined sound globally, ensuring consistent volume and quality with equalization, compression, and limiting across all tracks. Fourth, they tested the mastered audio rigorously to match the atmosphere and enhance players' experience. After mastering and approval, the audio was seamlessly integrated by the sound designers back into the game using middleware and scripting. Sixth step was that they did extensive testing again and got help by players' feedback, which guided adjustments for improved gameplay and storytelling with audio. Final step, once everything was polished and approved, the mixed and mastered audio became the part of the finished game.
Level designers are in charge of scheming the game's world outline, surroundings, and gameplay regions. Regardless of the accurate contributions of each team, members are not made public. They work together with the narrative team to ensure that the environment tell the tale and apply. The level designers would have worked closely with the narrative and gameplay teams to include riddles and game-like elements. This may indicate carefully placing items.
Hi guys, my name is Vanishing, and today I'm going to discuss you about some of the topics related to Vanishing of Ethan Carter. So first topic is logic of Vanishing of Ethan Carter. So today I'm going to discuss about the logic of Vanishing of Ethan Carter. So the first point is intrigue and exploration. The player takes on the role of the investigator, trying to piece together the events leading up to Ethan's disappearance, while the game centers on the mystery surrounding his absence. Investigating crime sites and solving various puzzles are part of this. So once a player starts to play this game, his role is to investigate the disappearance of Ethan. So that's what we are saying. You have to resolve the puzzles and find the lead of Ethan's disappearance. So the second one is the player will come across a variety of bizarre and otherworldly themes while exploring. It might be challenging to tell the difference between reality and paranormal because these components are frequently symbolic and tricky. This contributes further to the mystery surrounding Ethan's abduction. So here the logic is the player will come across a variety of bizarre and other new things while exploring. So he might come with different ideas and different things while he is searching, while he is investigating the disappearance of Ethan. So this is what second point is. Coming to the third point, the game's narrative leaves a lot of room for interpretation and creativity. With the aid of visual clues, ambient storytelling, and discovered documents, the player must utilize their imagination and intuition to decipher the mysterious story. So what the point is saying that the player has to utilize their imagination or their capability to find the mysterious story of the Ethan disappearance. That's what the third point. Coming to the fourth point, layers of narrative. As you advance, many narrative stands in the game's non-linear storyline because become more interwoven, ethereal experience, symbolic imagery, and memories of past occurrences are example of these layers. It takes assembling these facts to create a cohesive story in order to comprehend the Ethan Carter disappearance. So, the fourth point is saying that this is a story. Like the disappearance of Ethan is a story. So you have to find that story and what is the lead or what happened, what is his past, what is his what happened to him in the past. So that's what the fourth point is. Coming to the fifth and last point, the game also explores a number of intimate and sentimental subjects, including those pertaining to memory, family, and childhood. The plot and the process or Ethan's substance are given further depth by these topics. So the game, the Ethan's Vanishing of Ethan Carter, the game has a sentimental and emotional subjects, which include Ethan's family, memory, and his childhood. So something related to that causes the disappearance. So what we have to find is what is the how did he disappear, or what is the cause he disappeared. So the player will be the investigator, and they have to find regarding this memory and his past, everything, etc. So next topic is mechanics of Vanishing of Ethan Carter. So the first person adventure game and the Vanishing of Ethan Carter combines puzzles, exploration, and narrative. The mechanics of the game are made to the player in the atmosphere by revealing the story and complex elements. The main game mechanics are listed below. So the game Vanishing of Ethan Carter is a FPV first-person view game. So in this game you will find so much puzzles, so much things to explore, and so much things the player will have the narrative. So the mechanics are made to draw the player into an enigmatic and atmospheric world. It's like a real world, and once you start playing the game, you will be the investigator. So the first mechanics are exploration. The game is set in the Creek Valley, a stunningly rendered open world. Gamers run freely through the woods, caverns, and abandoned buildings as they investigate the valley. Exploration is encouraged as you look for objects, hints, and location connected to the disappearance in the game. So there will be other plays. So what is the mechanics is that there will be a hint or there will be build objects or Ethans which will be left in abandoned buildings or caverns, woods. So you have to explore and find these things. Second point, interaction. The game world objects and element can be interacted with by the player. In order to move through the story, you might need to pick things up, examine object, and solve puzzles. Players can discover the layers and secret of the story through interaction, which is a crucial aspect of the game's mechanics. So once you find out the objects or the hints when in the woods or caverns and abandoned buildings, you have to inspect, you have to interact with the object, and you have to understand what does it mean, where does the lead goes. Through that you can find the investigation of how does the Ethan disappear. That is one of the mechanics of Ethan Carter. Coming to the next one, investigation. You look into the crime scenes as a detective to learn more about Ethan's fate. This could entail putting the pieces of the puzzles together, evaluating the available data, and making judgment regarding the mystery. So once you find out everything, once you find out the puzzles and the pieces or the hints, everything, etc., you have to put it together and evaluate, and you have to take an output from that. What does it every hints or every puzzle say, and you have to proceed with the lead. That's what the third investigation. That's one of the mechanics of Vanishing of Ethan Carter. Coming to the fourth one, playing the puzzle. So players must solve a number of frequently abstract puzzles in order to move the plot forward. These puzzles demand critical thinking and acute observation, and they can be difficult. They are symbolic puzzles that might not have obvious answers. So these puzzles need critical thinking and acute observation. The player have to observe and use their thinking capacity to find out the lead. That's what the fourth one. With a focus on exploration, solving puzzles, and interpretation, the Vanishing of Ethan Carter aims to provide a rich and immersive storytelling experience overall. It entices players to interact with the story, form their own opinions, and enjoy the enigma and beauty of the virtual world.
Hello everyone, this is Aisha Afzal, the producer of game Vanishing of Ethan Carter research work. So basically this game is developed by astronauts and also published by them, and the producers added production method and scheduling. Okay, so what does the producer do? The role of a producer in the development of a video game is crucial for ensuring that project runs smoothly, stay on schedule, and meets its goals. Game development is a complex and multidisciplinary process, and producers play a key role in coordinating and managing the various aspects of projects. Okay, so the game is a weird fiction story or horror meets pulp. The best known weird fiction writers are Howard P. Lovecraft and Stephen King. To honor the game's literacy root, they wanted its title to resemble the pulp horror story of 1930s and 1940s. Okay, so according to what I've researched, they went through countless old books and magazines, including the famous Weird Tales, creating a list of proposals that included titles like The Incident in Red Valley, Midnight Detective, and The Case of Ethan Carter. But even though they have liked some of them a lot, but their favorite was The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. Events and schedules. Okay, so events and schedules, as we know that the game is developed by the company Astronauts. So the company itself was launched in October 12. On 25 September 2014, the initial release date of the game was released. On July 15, 2015, the PlayStation version was released. On January 19, 2018, the Xbox One version was released. Okay, Nintendo Switch was released on 15th of August 2019.
My name is Ajmer Anwar. I have producer number 2. My roles as a producer are marketing and social media. Here are my research about marketing. Question 1. What are the demographics of the game's target audience? The Vanishing of Ethan Carter is aimed for main gamers in the younger to middle age bracket who love atmospheric, narrative-driven games. Basically, the game is meant for teenagers who love atmospheric and narrative-driven games. Question 2. What are their goals and aspirations? The target audience of the Vanishing of the Ethan Carter is made up of people who want to play atmospheric, immersive games with interesting character and narrative. Question 3. How did the game's unique features and appeal in our marketing materials? A distinctive and engaging game, The Vanishing of Ethan Carter features gripping graphics and engrossing narrative and difficult gameplay. We should emphasize these qualities in our marketing materials and target players that like atmospheric gameplay to highlight the positive aspects of the game and create anticipation. We can use gameplay videos, trailers, pictures, and testimonials. Question 4. What are the risks and challenges of marketing the game to the audience? The Vanishing of the Ethan Carter's marketing entails risks and problems such as financial constraints, audience expectations that are high and competitive from other well-known games in the genre. Here are my research about social media. Question number 1. What kind of content do they engage with on social media? Social media material about the gameplay, news and updates, opinions and reviews, conversation, fan article and cosplay, memes and jokes, esports, streaming, game development and gaming gear and accessories is what gamers interact with on these platforms. Provide and distribute materials that speaks to the interest of the gamers on social media. Question number 2. What kind of content do they engage with on social media? Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, Discord, Reddit, and Discord are the most widely used social media networking sites among gamers. These platforms allow gamers to follow publishers, developers, and other players, as well as other gamers watch and share gameplay videos, live stream, chat, and read and distill gaming news. Question number 3. How can we use social media to collect feedback from gamers about the Vanishing of Ethan Carter? Ask pointed questions, promote dialogue, keep an eye on the social media, discussing, collaborate with the gaming influencers, and gather player opinions regarding the Vanishing of the Ethan Carter.